Hi, it's Andy.
Hi, it's Dave.
Hi, it's Kirk.
Okay, so today we've got a brand new video for you. Well, actually, it's an old video. It came out in 2012, but it's a brand new video for you guys. It's a band you may have heard the name of, but I won't tell you until the end. Obviously, you get a chance to guess it. And we'll share our thoughts and feelings at the end. So with that in mind, let's get straight into this video. Okie dokie, there we go. Any guesses on the band?
No.
Just like, no clue what you're on about.
I feel they are a recognised and well-established band, and I should know them, but I've got absolutely no idea.
Kirk, any thoughts?
Like Andy, not really. The singer looks like what was that band? Good Charlotte, those twin brothers.
He's going to kill you for telling that. I'll have to message. I'll message him and tell him that.
Oh,
so this is a band called Breed 77.
Oh fuck! Was that Breed 77?
Yeah, Breed 77. So they had
Heard the name.
They were a big band. late 90s, early 2000s, they had a song called In the River, which was a massive thing on Kerrang TV, Scuzz TV. They are from Gibraltar. They are, style-wise, the closest thing you get them referred to is flamenco metal. So that's probably their most standardized sort of track. A lot of their other stuff has got a lot more flamenco rhythms and drum patterns and stuff like that. This was off their last album in 2012. They're currently back together after a 10-year break where they're working on new material, which is kind of cool. Yeah, and this was their one that was shot actually in central London on rooftops there at a place called... I can't remember. I did remember it, and it's just gone right out of my head. But it was a live music venue that they did a couple of secret gigs in. So they hired it for the use of their music video. So that was the song "Bring on the Rain." Andy, you can go first on this one.
Okay. Really like the acoustic intro. Really surprised that carried on throughout the first part of the song. I thought at first this is not going to work. They should have extended that intro and then gone into the song. But that being in the sort of the background of the main part of the song worked really well. I like that a lot. I like the locations, the sort of small biker pub on stage playing, and you know, the city rooftop with the cranes and everything. The vocalist, obviously, I mean, you may have answered the question. They're from Gibraltar. They probably haven't got a huge pool to pick from, but he was very average, I thought.
Okay.
I expect more from metal vocalists, especially clean metal vocalists, and I personally think that music was pretty good and deserved sort of you know, a more competent singer. Maybe I'm being a little unfair. I don't know if you agree with that. The second guitar solo I think was unnecessary as well. Not something I'm going to listen to again, if I'm perfectly honest, but I do like the video. I like the style. I like the idea of the acoustic guitar intro leading into the song. That's sort of a quite original concept. I don't think I've come across that before.
Cool. Kirk?
Yeah, I do remember Breed 77 from the late 90s. They were covered in Kerrang, weren't they? Along with the likes of Earth Tone 9, Kill to This, 1 Minute Silence. And they didn't sound like any of those three. To be fair, those four were all quite distinctive, weren't they? I'm actually the opposite to what Andy said. I thought the vocals were excellent. They were the strong part. Imagine trying to do that on a karaoke, that gravel-throated voice, really strong chorus. I agree that I'm surprised they continued with that mellifluous flamenco passage as the main guitar part. And I was thinking at some point this is going to erupt, it's going to rock out, and it never did. So it kind of underwhelmed me from that respect. That second guitar solo, what the hell was that?
I don't know what Danny was thinking of.
The song sort of came to a halt, didn't it? And kind of let him do that for 30 seconds, and that whole passage should be removed.
Was it deliberately? He's gone for this really unlistenable fuzz effect, hasn't he? Which never helps any attempt at playing the scales on your guitar. I could probably sing that chorus now back, not sing it in tune, but it's in my head. So I think they from there. You would think that they were an American rock band listening to that. There's definitely that post-grunge vibe there, isn't there? Yeah, there's even prog, even though, how long was that song? 3.5 minutes?
4 minutes, 4.5, actually just shy of 5.
Yeah, they definitely have prog elements in there as well, don't they? They tried to cram a lot in there. It just never, it needed a hook. And they kind of second guessed me as a listener. I've been thinking, like Andy said, I do like the intro, very technical as well, quite hard. Can you imagine playing that for 5 minutes? Those hammer-on and pull-ups, that must be very difficult. Pleasantly surprised by this. Yeah, I do know that song you were talking about, Dave, because I've seen your interview.
Yeah, in the river, yeah.
Yeah, and this band could have been bigger. That's the thing I get when I listen to it. It's like, why didn't they make it in America? I mean, there's many reasons why not, but it would be ideal for them, wouldn't it? The butt rock market.
So, to answer a couple of the things you guys have kind of covered. So, as far as making it bigger, the problem you've got is actually what you've both said about vocals. And what is part of my opinion is I actually agree with both of you on vocals. Now, I'm like Kirk. I really like the vocals. When I first listened to Breed 77, I was like Andy and going, this guy sounds really nasally. I was like, I don't know what's with his voice. There's something about it. So the first time I heard In This River, I was like, brilliant. Then got the album and couldn't listen to the rest of the album. I was like, oh, I don't like this album. I never got back into them. But after about 4 or 5 years of listening to different tracks from them from time to time, I really got back into them, and I can appreciate what he does vocally. But I do find that first-time listeners do get put off by his vocals, and it's one of those ones that you either become accustomed to, or you just never get on board with them. The other issue of why they never made it kind of bigger, I believe, is because no one knew what to call them. They got called this flamenco metal in the end, but because no one else was doing it, they got put on bills with bands that they never suited. So when I last saw them in 2013, they were put on with Il Nino, some Terror band, which were, I can't remember what else they were called, Terror something, which are all kind of death metal-y. And you're like, and then these guys come out and they've got acoustic guitars at the front of the stage, and they have to keep switching between playing acoustic, and he's got his electric behind him. He's like playing and then switches straight over to the chorus, back to the acoustic to play that part, which is bloody hard to do as well. But they do it really, really well. And that was the problem, is they just didn't sit in any one particular genre. So I don't know where, no one knew where to place them. And I don't think that's why they never got a push that they could have deserved. But I do agree, vocally, first time when you hear them vocally, it's not always a pleasant listening experience. And I have brought this up with the singer Paul before. I actually said that to him when I first listened to him. I was like, about his vocal performance. But I did say now that I actually really enjoy it. But it's kind of funny interviewing someone and then basically saying, I really like you, but when I first heard you, I thought your voice was crap. Not the best way to start an interview.
I think what put people off is so many of these bands, they're using that yelling technique, aren't they, that Eddie Vedder popularized in Pearl Jam. And then obviously Scott Stapp from Creed and the guy from Nickelback, and so many of these bands, that's not their natural technique. They are ripping off Vedder. I don't think he is doing that. He's just sometimes hitting some of those notes, aren't they? But yeah, I wouldn't necessarily flamenco metal. I would say that's hard rock, isn't it? It's
this song is, but their genre would be more flamenco metal. As far as if you listen to their back catalogues of their previous albums, there's a lot more flamenco rhythms and stylization. They do a lot more kind of with your flamenco guitar throughout a lot of their tracks. So it's just this one was a bit more of an easier for you guys first time listening to the band. I would have said this was a better one to get you sort of first time to check out. So there we have it. Breed 77 and Bring on the Rain. Now, as always, if you like this video, please do subscribe, click the bell icon, like and share, and we will see you on another video sometime very soon. Take care.
Bye.